retired and our City of Buda Bond Program Manager, Kenny has had a tremendous 28-and-a-half-year Army career before his retirement, and his distinct service is reflected by 19 different awards, to include 2 Legion of Merits, 4 Bronze Stars, 7 Meritorious Service Medals, and 4 Army Commendation Medals, among many others. We are honored to hear from him today. Kenny?
Thank you, Monica. I am truly honored. Mayor, council members that are present, fellow veterans, family members, thank you for this opportunity. I am truly blessed and honored. Please take your seats. Since this is such a long speech, I'm going to put this up here. So I only got 2,700 pages to talk about. So I'm going to try to keep it short, keep it less than an hour. If you guys fall asleep, that's okay. I understand. I've been there, done that. I'm honored and humbled to be standing here before you today. Truly, this is an opportunity that is bestowed upon those who have served in our country. And for those who are sitting present today and those who may be standing up behind us, we thank you for this opportunity to be here today, unified and celebrating a very significant, special day in our nation's history. You, veterans, are the trusted shield of our nation. And for those of less fortune, in places of darkness, despair, and hopelessness, you willingly stepped into the unknown to do what is morally right in countless cities, jungles, deserts, mountains, skies, and seas across our planet. You stood firm knowing that those by your side would not falter. And the legions of so many more that had your six that would rally and fight against all enemies, foreign and domestic. You are the reason that we enjoy the liberties of freedoms that make America the greatest nation across all nations. Armistice Day was the 11th day of the 11th hour of the 11th month in 1918. It effectively ended or established the cessation of hostilities of World War I. But it wasn't until 229 days later that it was officially recognized. President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed it as the first commemoration of Armistice Day. On June 4th, 1926, Congress passed a resolution stating, and I quote, "The recurring anniversary of November 11th, 1918, be commemorated with Thanksgiving, prayer, and exercises, just like we had today, designed to perpetuate peace through the goodwill and mutual understanding between all nations." Veterans Day, as we recognize it today, was signed into legislation 70 years and 5 months ago on Monday, this coming Monday. It was signed by President Dwight D. Eisenhower. The significance of Veterans Day is to honor and pay tribute to all veterans, living and those who have passed. Veterans Day isn't about sports, barbecues, which we smell in the air today, politics that we just experienced this week, the hate of others that we see across the world, or to deny sovereignty of nations or their people. If you want to know the truest meaning, what the significance of this day means, don't just think a veteran. Ask what it meant for them as they stood in harm's way or trained to deter other nation states from even considering a fight with America. In their response, you may hear 3 nouns that resonate with every veteran: patriotism, valor, and fidelity. I want to highlight those. Patriotism. It's embodied by the red, white, and blue of the flag that flies above us right now. It represents a self-sacrifice, a sense of self-sacrifice, caring more about one's neighbors and fellow community members than oneself. Valor. It's the boldness, the intestinal fortitude, and the determination in facing great danger in battle with firmness. Fidelity is the unparalleled demonstration of high standards, character, and competence as they reflect integrity, justice, and fairness in the execution of their duties. Ask the spouses, the mothers, the fathers, the sons, the daughters, and other family members what Veterans Day means to them. For them, there were days, weeks, months, and sometimes years with no word of the well-being of their loved ones who bravely towed the line in some place that's unknown or unnamed. Many returned bearing the burdens of war and conflict, physically and emotionally. There are millions of loved ones, our Gold Star families, who tragically lost their warrior, who go on living with a void in their hearts that can never be filled. Let us not forget the 81,000 plus who remain missing in action are prisoners of war. Their hope of return resonates across our country, and their families continue to seek closure. All veterans have the distinct commonality of being given the complete and sacred trust of the American people. We all swore to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and to bear true faith and allegiance to the same. We answered the call to serve our great nation. That oath transcends itself. This profound and sacred covenant with the American people became our legacy. It's your legacy. A lasting obligation to those who are and who will serve our great nation. The U.S. has been involved in over 12 wars since 1776. Half of them are still represented by those who are alive today. A nation with over 337 million citizens enjoy the liberty and freedom every day because of the 18.3 million veterans still serving today who don the uniform to give us our unalienable rights, provide for a common defense, and to serve our perfect union. In the Lone Star State, there are 31 million Texans. There's a difference. There are 1.5 million veterans who proudly call Texas home. Right here in Hays County, there are 300,000 citizens. We have a 12.3 thousand strong veteran community, the 27th largest in the state. I truly believe that we are proud to call this city, this county, this state, and this nation our home. I was raised and married into a family of Texans and generational service members, each who I was blessed to know. They honorably served in World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea, and in times of peace. My grandfather lied about his age. He was 16 years old. He went on to fight as a doughboy in World War I in France, and he returned and led the establishment of Kelly Bank. Got that through the Great Depression. He was a recipient of the French Legion of Honor Medal in 2001. My other grandfather worked on B-17s during World War II, stayed there throughout the war. He wound up at Kelly Air Force Base as the power plant supervisor for Galaxy C-5A engines. He served a total of 50 years. His son, my dad, served in Korea and Vietnam. My dad's brothers served in the the Marines and the Navy. My father-in-law was a helicopter pilot in Korea. As Monica mentioned, I served the Army for 28 and a half years in 19 different countries and territories in countless operations, over 5 years of combat. My foundational creed and the foundational creed of every one of the veterans that are here today, and the fundamental belief and of a warrior, is to be better than your foe, to stand with your fellow patriot, knowing that they will fight as valiantly as you in the worst of conditions, amid chaos, calamity, and catastrophe. In his farewell orders to the Continental Army, General George Washington stated, "Our nation's victory is little short of a standing miracle. It was because of those who served, those great and noble warriors known as veterans." If you know or meet a veteran, seek their story of patriotism, valor, and fidelity, not of combat or mortal experiences, but what it meant to them to serve our great nation. And you will hear why our nation is the greatest on this planet. Veterans, the nation recognizes you with gratitude for your service and sacrifice, for all of your victories. You are the threads in the woven fabric of our country that sets us apart from every other nation. I am truly honored to be here present. I am humbled by each one of you. We have all given sacrifice to this great nation, and I truly thank you from the top of my heart. May God bless you, your families, and the United States of America. I salute you. Thank you.